Don Allen III Live. Tonight we're going to be diving into this tool that's currently on Hugging Face called LivePortrait. It allows you to drive an AI video with another video, and I have not tested it yet. We're going to live test it, and we'll see. I'll give you my live feedback on how to get this up and running, what it's useful for. We'll learn together. That's what we do here. So welcome to the stream. I'll kind of repeat a couple things. So this is called LivePortrait. It's currently available on huggingface.co/spaces, and then that name, Kwai, the S, LivePortrait. That's where we're at. And so I have not tested this out yet. I just saw a couple videos about it. And so we're going to live test it out, the whole process. Hugging Face is the site. Hugging Face is a site where you can test a lot of early AI models. A lot of things that I learned in the AI space is usually by searching what's popular on Hugging Face. And it gets updated. It's where a lot of new startups and developers, they usually release their earliest versions, their prototypes, their demos of new AI models. They usually get released here. So it's definitely a great resource. If you're trying to be aware of what's coming next in AI, I would highly recommend you regularly check in on huggingface.co. Anywho, let's get into this. So this is called LivePortrait, efficient portrait animation with stitching and retargeting control. This is the official demo for LivePortrait. Please upload or use a webcam. All right, so the way it works from my understanding is on the left side, you upload a source image. These are the examples they have. I'm gonna make my own image with Midjourney. And then you upload a video, and this video will drive the motion, like the facial performance of the other image. So this can allow you to create some pretty cool effects if it works. And then I think after you do that, you would click animate. Then I don't know. I haven't tested it. I don't know anything yet. So let's do this. Step one, we're gonna go to Midjourney and make some cool stuff. So I'm gonna make a face. Cyberpunk, light-skinned African-American man with dreads, cyberpunk aesthetic, solar punk theme universe, portrait photography, photorealistic, stylized character in a field of electric flowers, portrait close-up. That's what I'm feeling. That's my prompt. Oh, by the way, you can use Midjourney Alpha on their website now. You don't have to use Discord to use Midjourney anymore, which I think is pretty remarkable. They're all pretty sweet, but I need to be able to see the face of the character. So I think you just click return. That resubmits the images. Just getting some different versions. Awesome, awesome. Love that, but I think there's too much stuff obstructing the view. Let me hit return again. So step one is to generate this image. I think what I'm gonna do to simplify it is ask for a simple background. So I will use that prompt, but I'm gonna change something up here. On a simple monochrome background environment, black room, studio lighting. There we go. All right, so this is step one, is generating the image that you want to use for this effect, or you could use the ones in their demo. This one might work. Let me see. It needs to be a straight-on shot. Let me see if I can. Oh, wow, you have a user interface to get portraits. That's nice. Oh my goodness, that's so useful. I didn't know they had that. Let's increase the stylization, more variety within the options. Version 6 is great. Personalize, I don't have that on right now, and I have turbo on, so that's great. Let's run it again. Let's do a different character. Humanoid robot character based in African-American retro future aesthetic. It's a character close-up portrait of a hero character, friendly demeanor with a simple minimal background and stylized cyborg clothing. I don't know, I just reported them. Oh, I see, I can block. There we go. Block. Did something went wrong. I don't know if it worked or not. I think we might have run into an issue. That one's pretty good. I'm gonna do a very strong on this one. And I think I'm getting a weird audio feedback loop, so I might need to mute this site later. Great. That one looks cool. All right, so I'm gonna take this one, and then I'm going to upscale it subtly. So let's say this is my character. I'm gonna put my hair up. Might take a few moments to unpack this one. Okay, so it's about 16% complete. The quality was actually pretty good already, but we'll just go with that. The reason why I'm choosing this one is the face is really clear and it is unobstructed. And the head looks like it's not in a position of too much movement. that's pretty cool. This one also works pretty well because the eyes are pretty straight up. That one's great. Let me also upscale this one. I'm waiting for these two to complete. I might have left the session. That's very possible. So there we go. We have our two images. This is the upscaled version. And then I will go ahead and save that image. Cool. And then I'll just save this to just my downloads or some pictures or something. Yeah. Okay. Now we're going to go back to this tool and we're going to upload that image as our source portrait. So this is the step. So we're back again for people just joining. This is going to be using the new LivePortrait demo feature, and I haven't tried it yet. So we'll go ahead. Let's go to the upload. Great, and then I'll go to pictures, and then I'll grab that picture. Cool. It says it's uploading that one file. That's fantastic. We're just waiting for it to do its thing. Looks like it's uploaded. Sweet. Now it needs a source video, and I haven't filmed this yet, so I'm going to film it right here, right now. So we have that before and after. So I'm going to use the phone right here. I'm just going to record a video. I was told that you want to keep the camera completely still while you're recording. If the camera is moving at all while you're filming, it will mess up the scale of the head that talks. So to, I guess, address that, you just got to keep the camera locked off on a tripod or something. Okay, and so now I'm going to get this camera up and adjusted. Can you see that? All right, so now I'm going to not film this in 4K, that's too high. I'm just gonna do HD, 30 frames a second, and increase the light in here. And then see, yeah, it looks like I'm centered in here. So I was told to keep your head as still as possible while you're communicating. And I will go ahead and record that and then see if we can send that to drive the animation of this character that we just made here. Here we go. All right, so he looks very serious. Oh, wait, I'll wait for my phone to stop moving. There we go. All right, so now I'm gonna go into acting. Where are we right now? Do you have any clue? I don't know if I hear anything right now in comms, but it would be very helpful to hear this right now. Do you hear me? Comms, do you hear me? So I just did that extra little motion at the end. So we have our source portrait, again, that we just made in Midjourney. And now I'm gonna upload that short little clip. And that should be all we need to do all the facial motion capture. So I'm going to just trim the video so that it's perfectly still, because I usually have to wait for it to stop moving. There it is. You'll watch the video. Where are we right now? Do you have any clue? So I'm saving this video. I just trimmed it to just that part. And now I'm gonna airdrop that video to the computer so that we can upload it to Hugging Face. So I'm clicking on airdrop, sending it to the computer. There it is. Great, receiving a video, and then I'll go ahead and click to upload. I'll go to the most recent downloads. There it is, and hit open. So now I'm just uploading that file that I just captured on the phone. I kept very even lighting. I tried to keep my head really still during the recording, and I also kept the clip very short, around 30 seconds, so that it won't eat up too much memory or not take too much time to load to their server. Ooh, we got an error. The video does not have a square aspect ratio. We currently only support square videos. No problem. Luckily, we can edit that really quickly on the phone. So I click on edit. I'm gonna go to crop, and then they have cropping scale options, and they have square crop. Perfect, got it, square cropping. Hit done. Great. I'm gonna resend the cropped square video back to the computer via AirDrop. I'm also gonna delete that one so that it's opened up, so that it opens these options back up again. All right, we got a question coming in from Kamal Photography. It says Dante language deer. Oh, I don't know the context. This is AI video editing one-on-one. Surprise, it's his hands. It's hands-on. What do you mean? I always do these hands-on live streams, so let's continue. All right, so I cropped the video to a square because that was the request. I'm gonna airdrop the cropped square video. We're airdropping it to the computer so that I can upload it to this site. It says it's waiting to receive the video. Let me try it again. Oh, I have to hit save. There we go. And then they go airdrop. Should be transferring now. One moment. It just says waiting. Not sure why it's waiting to transfer. Let me go to my airdrop settings. Airdrop. It should recognize it now. AirDrop lets you discover Oh, there it goes. It says it's sending. It's about a quarter of the way sent. It's weird that it has less data, but it's taking longer. So we'll just give it a couple moments to airdrop. We got some questions coming in. I thought the video would go into being all done in technology. It is being done with technology. I use technology to create stuff. We've got another question. It says, I've been a long time follower, Don, bro. Your AR work 6 years back. Oh my goodness, way back in the day. I love tools. As you know, from 6 years ago, I've been a big fan with a lot of immersive technologies. Always. Here we go. So I'm going to try to upload the video now. This is a tool called LivePortrait that lets you essentially do facial motion capture with a phone, and then you can drive any still image. And I heard they have a working version where you can even put a video in here, so it could be video in, video out. But we're just live testing this. I have not tested this beforehand, so every bump that I'm bumping into, everything I learn, you're also learning with me at the same time. We got a question, says, and many worlds dang near from Blender to phones to now wicked cool. Oh wow, thanks. Sorry, it's hard for me to read. Looks like our video came in and I can play it back. Weird, I don't see the video playing, but weird. So maybe it doesn't like MOV, but it accepted the video. I just don't see it playing back in here. I'll try it. So we have a source portrait that we made from Midjourney. We uploaded a video and we cropped it to a square, even though we can't see it. I hear the audio, so I know it's in there. And then now what we need to do is, oh, there it is. Let me make sure it plays. Cool. So it's a little flickery. I think it's just probably encoding on their back end. I wasn't filming it with flicker, so I think it's just encoding. So I think that's fine. So don't mind the flickering. I guess that's just part of the process. Boona says try MP4. Maybe only MP4. That makes sense. Let me run the test first, and then I just clicked animate. Let's see what happens. It says the animated video in the original image space. Wow, it estimates 43 seconds. That's actually very quick. And then what's this? The animated video processing 43 seconds. Wow. We'll see what happens. If this one doesn't work with the MOV, then I like the suggestion of converting it to an MP4. It's a compressed file format, so it would be much faster to load. And that's not too hard to do. I could just do that through CapCut on my iPhone and then process it. All right, looks like we have a few more seconds here before it should be done. Those QuickTime files. Oh, hey, let's see what we got. It looks like we're passing the time that it thought it would need to process. I didn't see this section down here. There's a retargeting section. Also, I'm not reading anything, so let me read what it says. Animation instructions and options. To animate the source portrait with the driving video, please follow these steps. In the animation options section, we recommend enabling the do crop option. If faces occupy a small portion of your image, press the animate button and wait for a moment. Your animated video will appear in the result block. This may take a few moments. If you want to upload your own driving video, the best practice is to crop it to a 1:1 aspect ratio. Makes more sense. 512 by 512. Focus on the head area similar to the example videos. Minimize shoulder movement. Make sure the first frame of the driving video is a frontal face with neutral expressions. Auto cropping will be available soon. We did not give it a good format, so I'm gonna quickly just make I guess we could do that in CapCut, but I'm probably faster at making the footage like this if I did in After Effects. So one moment. I know you could do it in other programs, but I'm just more familiar with After Effects for that kind of like making data better for AI models. So I'm just gonna jump into Adobe After Effects. Oh, Boona says it's very fast. Awesome. Writes, getting close to 4 a.m., got 2 jobs these days and an overtime Uberman schedule, sort of habit to function time clock. Gotta tell myself to go, although I want to see this process. All love, chat, and peace. Thank you so much for joining, and by all means, I'll upload this video afterwards. Especially, I'm learning. Oh, we got a video. Wait, it worked. Let's see. Whoa, it worked well. Did you see that? Wait, where'd it go? Where are we? Oh wait, that was the original video. Wait, I just saw it work. Look at that. Wow. Dude, the eye movements. Oh wait, After Effects opened up again. What? I'll still use After Effects in a moment, but I want to go back to this. So it actually worked. Wow. Playback is interesting though. It stops and stutters. Wow, look at that. Holy crap. Oh my goodness. I can see my phone is still moving a lot. So I could fix that if I did a lock focus on my head movement, which I could do in After Effects. And I'll give it a 512 by 512 footage. So that will also speed up the next render. We should be able to fix this. Wow, all these expressions. Oh my God. I'll be honest, I was not expecting it to be that good on the first try. I'm going to go ahead and download that video. Jeez, that was our first test. Buna says, yes, this tool has the best facial tracking so far. Wow, it does. So let's improve the footage. So the first thing I'm going to do to improve the footage is give it into After Effects, and I'm going to make a new composition out of the square footage. So you see how there's a lot of jittering happening? First thing I'm going to do is just lock the camera movement. So I'm going to do stabilize, stable. Let's just do a warp stabilize effect on here. So it's just going to, this is using an AI model built into After Effects. It's an old tool, but it works so well for like creating your own custom data sets and making really fun animations. So I'm just going to stabilize the entire footage. And once it's stabilized, the result will be that I'll reduce that jitter happening. All right, so cool. It says it's stabilizing. So I think this is going to be the trick to getting even better results. So now it's stabilized. Look at that. So now you see how my face stays almost locked? Looks like the background warps around a lot. So let me see if I can do an auto reframe focus. So that's the current settings I have was smooth motion. I don't want there to be any motion. And then I don't want to do subspace warp. I just want to do position scale rotation stabilizing. And then for framing, we'll do stabilize, crop, and auto scale. I think that will be the best. Let's see how that's, okay, so it's restabilizing. Let's see what that did. Awesome. So now you can see that my face is locked into here. It's really important that your footage is like this, because this is taking away all my head movements. So now that looks like that looks a lot more stabilized to me. That's perfect. Cool. So that's all stabilized. We can always check that theory out by going to View, Show Rulers, and let me just make sure that the eyes, I'm just going to drag these little lines around the tops and bottoms of my eyes and just see if they're roughly in the same spot the whole time. They are. And then I'm also going to do a straight down one down the pupils. I just want to see where these are relative. Oh, yeah, this is great. This looks super stabilized. And then let me just make sure the mouth is stable. So I'll go about corner of mouth, and then we'll do the middle of mouth. I guess I turn my head a lot when I talk, so I could probably improve this. If I'm having troubles, I could probably just keep my head more straight on. I'm good in the beginning, then afterwards I turned my head a little bit. But I think this is looking pretty stabilized compared to where it was a moment ago. And if you need to see the before and after, I'll show you. So here it was before. So look at how there's a lot of movement, and my eyes get out of alignment very easily. And then after the stabilization, you see how everything's locked in space. I think we're going to get a lot better result from the AI model simply by having stabilized face performance. We're also going to get better results because we're going to switch this to an MP4, so it's a much smaller file size, and we're going to also change the composition resolution. So I'm going to go to the composition resolution, which was currently around 1080 by 1080, and we're going to drop this to 512 by 512. It's going to look weird, but that's okay. This particular effect doesn't require high quality input video. It just needs good motion capture. You know the Avatar movies? You know how have any of you hopefully seen one of, if not all of the Avatar movies? They used a really crappy infrared camera for all the facial capture. So the point being is you don't need to have a fancy camera when you're doing motion tracking data. You can use a really low quality camera when you just need motion capture and gesture based data. So it doesn't matter if we give it a 512 by 512 pixel image or video sequence. That quality is not going to affect the motion capture. What will affect motion capture is stabilized footage, which is why if you've ever seen what am I doing? I could just show you a reference. This will help give you context. Motion capture, face performance, avatar. This is the footage usually from the, this is not avatar, but this is a head-mounted camera, and it's using an infrared camera. And what you're seeing here is essentially a stabilized capture of a face that can be used to drive a 3D character. The principle's the same. You don't actually need to have high-quality footage. You just have to have good motion data. They use this in Avatar heavily. Let me see if I can find... Oh, yeah, here's from Avatar.
Now you must stand.
So, iconic scene. So, the face dots is just so it increases the amount of contrast that the infrared camera will pick up, which helps with fidelity. But notice how this camera is essentially always locked to the same distance away from the face. And as the person's head rotates, you want that camera to rotate. Like how my camera's doing that. So that's the principle. And what I did here in After Effects was I took my footage and I'm basically trying to recreate the effect as if the camera was just locked onto my face. If you wanted to get the best results, you would get a helmet with a camera on it, and then you would record your performance there and then use that as the input video. But the next best option is what I just did here live for you, which is you set up a phone on a tripod and you just try to make a conscious effort to keep your head really still when you record, and then stabilize that footage so that you're getting rid of that extra movement. But let's test how good this theory is. I'm going to export this video to Adobe Media Encoder, and then we'll use that footage as an MP4 video, and then we'll use that to drive the animation. Excuse me, I think this one will go a lot faster and we'll probably get a lot better results, and the head motion will look a lot cleaner. Where's Encoder? Media Encoder, where are you? There it is. That is the footage, I think, and that's MP4. I'm just going to change the location to just the downloads folder and call this stabilized footage face. Great. And hit play. Should be pretty fast to export this data. See it go through. Awesome. It's going frame by frame, exporting all the data. Stabilized footage should be done in 3, 2, done. Awesome. Where is it now? Oh, downloads. So here's the stabilized footage, and it's much lower quality, which is great. And as I drag my cursor around here, my head is basically staying in the same position. One thing I did notice, a mistake I made, is I got closer to the camera. I got closer to the camera while recording. That actually is a problem, but it might not be that big of a problem because I did it gradually over 30 seconds. Let's see what happens. So let's return back to the new AI tool, wherever it was, over here on Hugging Face. And what we're going to swap out this time is just the driving video. So before, the driving video was a 1080 by 1080 video, not stabilized, and as an MOV. That's a lot. So I'm going to delete that one, and in its place, give it this new video that we just did, the stabilized footage face. That's just the square video at 512 by 512 resolution. So I'm hitting upload. It should be very fast to upload because that's less than half of HD quality in a compressed file format. So it should be very fast. Look at that, it's already up. And now that that's up, I'm just gonna go back to the animate button and then click animate. And now let's see. So it still gives us around the same amount of time to do the export with the AI. I think that's cool though. And in the meantime, let's review the footage that we did already just make. So this was the thing that we made, and just look at how wild that is. Look at the facial performance we're getting from the original video. Here, I'll just move this out of the way. I'm mind blown by this. That is like, look at that. Oh, sorry, you can't see it. My apologies. Oh, there you go. You should be able to see it now. I always kind of forget what the screen resolution is of my screen capturing software, but you should be able to see it right now. Wow. I wonder, is there audio in this? I'll have to sync up the audio later. I think this one will do better because it's stabilized, but we'll find out. It'll be done in just a second. Wow, I'm really impressed with these dramatic movements. Dude, and it's adding new lighting information onto the face. If you look at the lower jaw of the character, wow, it does a good job. I'm really impressed. Looks like it just finished. Let's see what the new version looks like with the stabilized footage. You ready? Moment of truth. That looks rock solid to me. One thing that's a little strange to me though is the background. The background appears to move ever so slightly. So I'm wondering if there's some settings that we can adjust on here that will impact the result. Wow, the eye movement is fantastic though. Geez, this is so nuts that we can do this. I love that. So that was test number 2. I'm gonna go ahead and download that and save it and then open it up and then play it. So this is the stabilized footage version. I think this is great. One thing that might improve the results is maybe if I just rotoscoped out the background. I'm thinking that maybe part of some of the motion I'm seeing in the background is the fact that the background is inconsistent. Oops, I lost my footage. There it is. But look at that. That's remarkable. That's really remarkable to me. Let's play that again. These look good. I'm looking on the left here, then look to the right. The eyes are moving correctly. Wow, everything's looking really good. And to think that that was all being driven, wow, by that performance over there. That's insanely awesome. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Now what I'm gonna do is experiment with playing with some different settings to see if we can get even better motion capture performance. So I saw down here that there was a section called Retargeting. So it says to edit the eyes and lip open ratio of the source portrait, drag the sliders to click and then click the retargeting button. You can try running it multiple times, set both ratios to 8 to see what's going on. So I already watched someone on YouTube and they recommended going just a little bit above half of these. And then I'm gonna click retargeting. It says error, you've exceeded your GPU quota. Oh, sign up on Hugging Face to get more quotas or retry. Oh, so I guess you have I didn't know that. You don't get to use infinite puts here. It's good to know. I wonder, can I just do this, or is this also using, that's also the GPU quota. I didn't know that. Oh, cool. We got our test footage done. That was the most important thing to me for this experiment. And now that we've done that, I would say mission accomplished. We got this video here. So what I'm gonna do now is just sync it up with my audio in After Effects. I'll make it a reel and then we'll be good. So let's do that. I'm gonna go back into After Effects and we're actually gonna reverse a step a little bit. We got this footage. I'm gonna rename this comp to stable, and then I'm also gonna up-res it from 512 back to 1080. So we're gonna go back to uploading this as a reel on Instagram. So I want the full quality version of that video. Cool. Then we're gonna make a new composition. I'll do it, let's see, width 19, height 1920 by 1080 height. Great, and then hit OK. And then we'll put the initial comp here up top. So this is our stabilized footage, I think, right? Yep, that's the stable footage. And then we'll upload the AI output here and then bring that into there. And then let's get that footage in the zone right about here. And then let's see how that looks with sound. Where are we right now? Do you have any clue? I haven't used Comfy UI. Right now. Very helpful to hear this right now. Do you hear me? Comms, do you hear me? This is so nuts. God. This means actors can bring facial performances to so much so quickly. In the past, I might have thought you would need to make a full 3D avatar with all of the facial rigging system. But now, seeing this right in front of me makes me think we might not actually, that might be overkill. We might not actually need all of that. I'll make this one bigger since that's like the interesting part of the video, and then, or maybe I'll push it a little bit higher up there. And then I'll shrink my face down a bit. And then we also want to include the Midjourney image that was generated, which should be saved in the pictures folder. So I want to be able to label this as this was the target image, so that people know what was made in Midjourney, what was made in the other tools. This is the target image from Midjourney, and then I just got to label all of that, and that's all good. So we just made this entirely for free using Hugging Face. Be careful with your quotas. They do not give you infinite quotas for free, right? So they give you some for free. Where are we right now? Do you have any clue? I don't know if I hear anything right now in comms, but it would be very helpful to hear this right now. Do you hear me? Comms, do you hear me? Awesome. Now what I'm going to do is use 11 Labs to generate the sound. Actually, I wonder if Udio can do it. I'm going to generate the sound of a spaceship interior with AI and then use that as the background audio. Let me see if I still have my 11 Labs account. 11 Labs has a new feature as well that's pretty interesting called text to sound effects. And so you can describe with text a sound that you want to hear and then it will generate the sound. So here we go. Spaceship interior background sound. Muffled, large spaceship interior. Sci-fi ambient background. Now this AI from 11 Labs is generating sound effects based off of that text prompt. What's cool about this, oh wow, it gives you a bunch of options. We have 4 options. Here's the first one. Not bad. Here's option number 2. Beautiful. Number 3. Awesome. And then number 4. I think number 1 was my favorite. How do I download these though? Oh, I have the app. So, oh, there it is. Sound effects. Sweet. Sci-fi spaceship interior sounds. There we go. Let's see what we got. Don't hear anything there. I don't hear anything here. I don't hear anything anywhere. Oh, you can choose the length. What's the longest sound length that you can do? Oh, wow, you can really crank up the length of these audios. Really? Let me try 30 seconds. Prompt influence. Slide the scale to make your audio generation perfectly adhere to your prompt or allow for a little creativity. Let me try this again. So now it's going to generate, oh, I guess 22-second sound clips. Not bad at all. So it's bringing your imagination to life. Let's see what we get. Wow, because if I just came up with 4 30-second long spaceship interior sounds, that would be so helpful right now, because then I could just stack those in the back and really help set the mood of the... Oh, here we go. Let's take a look. Listen. Don't know why I'm not hearing audio. Let's see what happens if I hit the... There it goes. That's perfect. That's amazing. That one's too loud. That's so good. Oh my God. Number 1 and number 3 are my favorites. So I'm gonna go ahead and download 1 and then I'll download number 3. Great. And then I'm gonna go back into After Effects and layer them in to my composition. What you're seeing right now, by the way, is kind of what I'm imagining as a glimpse of what, not all the futures, but what one of the futures are gonna be around creative storytelling. What you're seeing me do right now, live and in this moment, is generating all the things I have for just a simple story that I have in my head. And I'm using a constellation of different AI tools to assist with the story that I see in my head. So now there's going to be ambient sci-fi sounds. Let's take a listen. Where are we right now? Do you have any clue? I don't know if I hear anything right now in comms, but it would be very helpful to hear this right now. Do you hear me? Comms, do you hear me? Wow, that's unbelievable. Let's listen to the other spaceship sound. I'll start to fade this one in a little bit towards the end here. Start with -48 and then it will slowly get cranked up there. Do you hear me? Comms, do you hear me? Cool. I'm just gonna make sure that that's cranked up right there. All right, let's take a listen. Do you hear me? Comms, do you hear me? There we go. Where are we? I'm gonna add a tiny bit of camera movement to the bottom one. Just, again, for fun. That's it. I just think it'll be kind of fun to add a tiny bit of camera movement. I'm gonna move the anchor point to right near the eyes, and then we'll just slowly scale up the footage over time. Where are we right now? Do you have any clue? I don't know if I hear anything right now in comms, but it would be very helpful to hear this right now. The other idea I had was to rotoscope the footage so that it is just the head movement. Because right now the background moves ever so slightly with the head movement. But my new theory is that, let's say we rotoscoped the footage. Oops, wrong clip. Oh wait, no, correct clip. just the wrong spot. If we were to just rotoscope the head and face, which is all that we want to keep from here, then, oh, weird. Frame rate mismatch, footage fields, oh, I must have screwed up something. Oh, I know what to do. Okay, pre-comp this first. Yeah, I should know. Okay, I turned off roto brush. No, it's still back on. Get rid of it. So what I'm gonna do is pre-comp this together. Call this ready. Great, and then we're going to make a new comp from this selection, and now we can use the roto brush. There we go. And I will rotoscope just the parts of the character that I want to keep, which is all the face and head and maybe the shoulder. Yeah, let's keep these things. And then let's remove the background by drawing red on here. And then add a little bit back there. Good, and then make sure we're just erasing any of that. Getting close as we can to the edge without breaking anything really. Cool, that looks like a pretty good roto brush. And then we should be able to just play it forward and it should automatically start to trim the footage. Weird, don't see it playing. Oh, there it goes. Oh, it's doing all the live comping is very fast. Pause it so you can see what I'm seeing. That's how fast it's comping the shot. So as it's playing through, it's rotoscoping the character from the background. And I think this will help get rid of some of the problems that we're seeing. By the way, they have video to video version, but they didn't release it yet. I saw that. I saw a video for that. That looks really cool. Because if they have a video to video version, then it would kind of the need for doing the depths that I'm doing right here. Yeah. Eye movements. Like, eyes have the right specular glossing and everything. So wild. Wow, what a world. Is the tool you're using to generate the footage? Well, I'll go to it while it's processing. We're using LivePortrait, efficient portrait animation with stitching and retargeting control. And then we're animating it with our own face. Where are we right now? Do you have any clue? Okay, looks great to me. If we go back to our comp, we now have essentially a rotoscoped version. Oh, it didn't finish rotoscoping. Comps, do you hear me? Just one moment. Okay, so I'm just waiting for it to finish rendering on my end. One moment. Cool. All right, the rotoscoping is done. So what does that mean? We have just about everything we need to make this look really stunning. So if I bring in this footage now behind, it'll look like nothing's changed. But what will change is I'm going to replace the background now, with I guess I could just use have fixing tools in Midjourney right in here. Can I change the background? Let me see. Frame, strong. I don't see an option to reframe stuff. What if I go to this one here? Frame, rerun, subtle. Okay, I'll just use Photoshop Generative Fill for this feature. We're just touching all the tools tonight. We're gonna go and open a new thing into Photoshop Generative Fill. We'll go to the downloads. Oh, sorry, I think we saved it into the pictures folder. There it is. Yep, I'm gonna bring this into Photoshop. And then what we're gonna do is use the selection feature to select the subject. Okay, let's add to that selection. Awesome. With that selection made, we're now going to go and invert the selection. Oh wait, no. I'll go into this selection and then I'm just gonna go to Generative Fill and just say generate. See if it just replaces it with an empty room. Waiting for the, what? Very interesting. Don't know, in there. Okay, another option. If I just expand the shot and just kind of it over here, widen it there, go a little bit above, we could just have it expand out and think that will help it. Oh, sorry. Ratio. Generative expand. This. First use the, oh, there it goes. Okay, so it's just kind of this here. Expand that way. That ought to be great. Generative expand. I'll say spaceship interior. Okay. Let this load up. Awesome. Now that we have more of a spaceship interior, now if I were to draw, cancel. Now if I were to draw a selection around the character, we could the new generative fill option and then just leave it blank, and it should erase our character from the footage. That way we get a nice clean background plate that I'll pull into After Effects so that we have it separated. Perfect. And that's how you remove a subject from the footage. And if you think about what we had before, that was the full shot. And now we have that. So we're able to remove the character environment like this. Great, so now we have a clean plate, so we'll go ahead and export that as a whatever, PNG. I'll save that to pictures, just regular pictures folder. Great, and then let's save that as a PNG, and then we'll go back into After Effects and comp everything together. So we'll go to import, go to pictures, and there is our new background without the subject. Awesome, hit open, and then we just feed that into the back layer. And now we just play with the scale to make sure it's the right scale to the world that we were in. There we go. Actually, I don't know what the right scale was. Let me see the original image. Oh, I see. So this is like behind his side of his head here. Like there. Is that it? That's ish. A little too much. We're just trying to avoid that warping background effect. But now it looks like a bad green screen, so maybe we should keep it. COVID glitch? What do you mean? Oh, the laughing emojis? Good to see you. Welcome. This is a new tool that can be driven with your face.
Where are we right now? Do you have any clue?
I was thinking of using a static background, but
I don't know if I hear anything right now.
I don't know if I should do that anymore. Let me drop the opacity in half just so I can see it. Okay, there we go. So if we align it to these, oh weird, it's rotated. Don't know why it's rotated, but it is for some reason. There we go, and then that's pretty close to it. And then we could just draw a little mask, and lastly, bring the opacity back up. Okay, let's see how that looks.
Where are we right now? Do you have any clue? I don't know if I hear anything right now in comms, but it would be very helpful to hear this right now. Do you hear me? Comms, do you hear me?
Cool. All right, test worked. We'll go ahead and continue to make this video. What tools are we talking about today? So this was called Portrait. So I'm just gonna add some text. So this is called Source Portrait Driving Video. Okay. I'm just gonna add some boring text on screen. So this was driving video. Hello, welcome. All right, so this is driving video, and I'll just put the res on it. Oh, I guess I'll add a stroke on the text itself, make it a little bit easier to read. Cool, so that's driving video. And then this would be, what do they call it on Portrait? Okay. How do they call their output? What is the output? They call it the animated video. Okay, works, I guess, right? Yeah, animated video. Or maybe I should call it the output, just to make it more clear to the viewers. This is using Portrait. Efficient portrait animation with stitching and retargeting control. I'll just say LivePortrait output, because then it's more clear. Animated video.
Where are we right now?
And maybe I should get rid of the background so that it's more true.
I don't know if I hear anything right now in comms, but it would be very helpful to hear this right now.
Great, now we just need to add a couple logos for clarity. We need the Hugging Face logo. Great, I think that's it. Save jazz. Oh weird, it won't let me save this image. Okay, I don't need that image. Oh, it's all freezing up. Okay, video source portrait. Okay, we just crash Chrome. Oh, there it is. And save that into images. Bring that into here. So this one's from Hugging Face, and then this one was from Midjourney. So I also need the Midjourney logo. Okay, so this is from Midjourney. And then the last one was video, I'll just say stabilized in After Effects. So After Effects logo. Why is it so hard to find a nice After Effects logo? They're all like a little bit. It's irritating. Oh well. So jazz. There we go. Great. Okay, so I think that's pretty clear. LivePortrait animated output video. And then we got the driving video. Oh, and I almost forgot, audio by 11 Labs. So let's do Labs logo. Cool, just saving that image.
Where are we right now? Do you have any clue?
Can any of this be done offline as yet?
But it would be very helpful to hear
this. Well, yeah, the whole beginning part of the live stream, I just uploaded a video from my phone to Hugging Face, and then gave it an image from Midjourney, and then it generated that video. I'm doing an After Effects right now. The only reason why I was in After Effects was so I could resize the footage to 512 by 512, and it had to be cropped to a square, and I wanted it to be an MP4, that it would be faster to upload and use less of my daily of GPUs. But their GPUs are in the cloud, so it technically is offline for me. Like, you could do this without having a supercomputer.
I don't know if I comms, but it would be very helpful to hear this right now. Do you hear me? Comms, do you hear me? Where are we right now?
Cool. I think that is good. That's good to me. All right, I'm gonna export this video and then upload it to Instagram. Add a media encoder. Yeah. And we'll just change this into the movies folder and call this portrait demo. Great. And export. Should be done very fast because it's already rendered and comped. I would say under 30 seconds to render this 30-second video. Cool. So friends, thanks so much for tuning in to Creativity with Don Allen III live. Saw the whole process. I went from never opening this app to now having motion capture and performances right out of the system. I mean, that's insane. Like, look at the subtle motions around the and the blinks. The blinks look fantastic. Like, just so nuts. I love it. I love what it did. It understood the task, and it did it well. Oh, I think it failed because I was playing it back. Whoopsies. Let me try this again. File, can I just do regular report, add to render queue, and then specify, yeah, that's fine. Just render this one, please. Best settings. Okay, we're all done. It's weird, it's not letting me save the video though. It's like frozen on something. I do have a lot of programs running in the background, so I will go ahead and close some of those. I don't think I saved the After Effects file, so if it crashes right now, that is all my bad. We have all the footage and stuff, but I think I'll lose all the... Oh, there we go. Yeah, it looks great. I don't know why it needs to have a specified... Just download it. There we go. Okay. Go. Oof. Yay. Sounds. Okay. See what we got. Did that export properly?
Where are we right now? Do you have any clue? I don't know if I hear anything right now in comms, but it would be very helpful to hear this right now. Do you hear me? Comms, do you hear me?
Oh, I just realized, you know, kind of fun. It could use the this is silly. I know we were just about to be wrapped up, but I just got another idea hearing that video with the sound. What if at the very end we generate some voice from 11 Labs of the comms person? Like, you know what I mean? I'll show you. So I don't know what to say, so I'm gonna so chat GPT and do a new GPT, new chat. Okay. You generate the dialogue of a character that is from another spaceship. It's for a short sci-fi concept where a character is trying to be heard on their comms, but their comms line is down. So I'm just looking for some dialogue that will be heard over a radio voice in the background, kind of playing, and it can be heard that they're trying to see if the person flying the ship can hear them. So they sound like someone who's on Earth, and they're trying to make connection with the communications of this space station. I just want it to be a monologue, and that's it. This is Earth Command trying to reach SS Delta. Come in, SS Delta. Can you read me over? Yeah, this is great. SS Earth Command. Yeah, this is great. I'm not even going to read all of it. That's great. Copy. Go to 11 Labs. There we go. And then let me see, what voice do we want to have do this? Freya.
A man sees in the world what he carries in his heart.
Let's try some different.
The thing always happens. Our distrust is I'd rather regret the things that I've done than the things that I've not done. Our distrust is
Just trust yourself.
one today is worth.
There's power in looking.
As we are liberated, the thing always happens that you really believe in. Love all, trust a few.
Government of the people.
A single rose can be. I'd rather regret the.
Not what we have, but what we enjoy constitutes our abundance.
Who's Dorothy? Oh, wait.
In seed time, learn. In harvest, teach. In winter, enjoy. Seed time, learn. In harvest, teach. In winter, enjoy. Never mistake motion for action.
Grace is perfect. Okay, generate. The text
Static
input are
effect
more
practice
following
sense.
criteria. Oh,
Is anyone there? This is Earth Command, trying to reach SS Delta. Come in, SS Delta. Do you read me? Over. Pause. Static continues. SS Delta, this is Earth Command. We've lost your signal for
I'm gonna get rid of all the
If you can-
correction
We need
comments.
confirmation of your status. Over. A longer pause. More static.
All right, let's
Captain
generate
Rhodes,
again.
This is Earth Command. We're experiencing. Hello, hello. Is anyone there? This is Earth Command, trying to reach SS Delta. Come in, SS Delta. Do you read me? Over. SS Delta, this is Earth Command. We've lost your signal for over an hour. If you can hear this, please respond. We need confirmation of your status.
That's
Over.
perfect. Downloading.
Captain Rhodes, this is Earth Command. We're experiencing a total blackout from your end. We understand there might be communication issues, but we need you to confirm your current situation. Your last report indicated a critical malfunction in the propulsion system. Please acknowledge. Over.
That's great. Okay, so let's go ahead and just bring in that voice and then bring that into After Effects. And then we're going to run a radio distortion on the audio. So I think if we did I guess a high and a low pass filter on it would probably be good. Okay, let's listen.
Trying to reach SS Delta. Come in, SS Delta. Do you read me? Over.
Where
SS
are we
Delta,
right
this is
now?
Earth Command.
Do you have any?
Great, that looks good. I'm just going to lower the volume of the voice, just about maybe minus 10 decibels. I'm also going to switch on a stereo modulator so that it comes off of one side of the mixer more than the other. So it'll come off of like the side of someone's phone. So let's maybe reduce the left pan was at 100. So let's just do come out of the left side of the phone when someone's listening to it. So let's reduce the right strength and then pan it over to the left channel. Here goes.
Hello, hello. Is anyone there? This is Earth Command, trying to reach SS Delta.
Where are we?
Come in, SS Delta.
Are we
Delta,
right
this is
now?
Earth Command.
Do you have any
We've
clue?
lost your signal
I
for
don't know if I hear anything right now in comms, but it would be very helpful to hear this right now.
Captain Rhodes.
Do you hear me? Comms, do you hear me?
I think minus 10 decibels is too low. Let's do minus 5 decibels.
Hello, hello. Is anyone there? This is Earth Command.
Where are we right now? Do you have any clue? I don't know if I hear anything right now in comms.
From the World's Busters. Setup. How are you doing that? I love that. Oh, the live setup. Oh yeah. You log into Instagram from a desktop browser in the US. There's a new feature that they've been experimenting for a year, and it probably should be available to a lot more accounts now, where you can go live from your desktop. When you do that, it's going to ask for a stream key and a stream link. So you can use streaming software like Streamlabs or OBS to stream whatever on your desktop live to Instagram directly. So that's what I'm doing here. And yeah, show my process. We got another question from I am Mozart. Says, this is fire. Did you create this? Does this work with footage of a subject in motion, for example? No, but I think it could, because they demoed it that it could, but they just haven't made the test available. But you can try this out right now. The tool I'm using to do the animation, I can't believe how friendly a lot of this process is becoming, like in general. You know, this stuff, I'm from like the traditional VFX and animation background, and this stuff was a lot harder to do a very short time ago, so it's nuts to see it be like this simple. But here you go. I put the link in the post here. That's the link I'm at if you wanted to try it yourself. It's called LivePortrait. I'll zoom in if you want to just screenshot it. It's called LivePortrait, efficient portrait animation with stitching and retargeting controls. You give it a source image, it could be any image. They have samples if you don't want to make them yourself. And then you upload a driving video. It has to be a square video. The camera cannot be moving, and it has to mostly just be your face for now. And then you click on animate, and this will generate an animation. It will animate that character based off of the video, and then it takes fast, and then you get a video, and that's what I got. So that was my driving video that I with After Effects. This was my source video, sorry, my source image. It's a still image that I made from Midjourney from a text prompt. And then this is from Hugging Face using the LivePortrait, and this was the animated output video. And then the sound effects that you're hearing were AI generated using 11 Labs. That's the sound of the spaceship interior, that kind of humming sound. And then I used 11 Labs again to generate the comms voice, like a command center trying to radio in, and that's what we have.
Where are we right now? Do you have any clue?
Oh wow, thanks.
Do you hear me?
That's great. Okay, I'm gonna just adjust the mixer on my own voice. Nothing too crazy, so I'm just gonna go to my own audio. I think this is good. Maybe I want to make a few more sound effects in 11 Labs, like
Do you hear me?
maybe like an alarm going off. I think that would be kind of cool. So let's go back to 11 Labs. We'll use AI to generate a new sound effect with their new effects feature. I'm gonna go to settings. I'm gonna set it to 22 seconds is great. Actually, I'm gonna do less than that. Let's do 15 seconds. Spaceship interior sound fades to an alarm going off in the distance. So now I'm generating a sound effect from that text prompt, because like makes sense with the voice of the character now, who's like, you know, not a drill. I want to have the alarm go off first, and then you hear the voice say, "Oh, it's not a drill." And Mozart says, "Going to DM you. I have some ideas for you. You do for a masterclass. I know mad people that would pay you for your specialized knowledge. Your fire gang hast off to you." Oh, thanks. I really appreciate that. Yeah, there's gonna be some cool announcements coming out pretty soon that I haven't been able to share yet, but I'll have some, you'll see. All right, let's take a listen to these sound effects. Okay, good so far. Does the alarm go off? I don't hear an alarm going off. Let's try the next one. That's pretty good. Let's try another one. Not really an alarm. Spaceship explosion, interior sound, and alarm. Because I already have the droning sound of like a ship moving, so we don't need that. But what we do need is like an explosion to happen and then an alarm going off in response. I think that'll sound really cool inside of the spaceship. And the fact that we can just generate sound effects like this is just so useful. Okay, pretty good. This portion is probably just to do in Pro Tools, but still amazing how easily you can create and pull sounds versus having to dig through your folders. Exactly. Oh, that's perfect. That's the one. Okay, perfect. Okay, exactly the sound I wanted. So sound effect 4 is great, and then I like the explosion sound from Generation 1. I'll just muffle it so it sounds like it's in like bass, which doesn't make any sense, but in sci-fi movies they always use a low pass filter on explosion sounds, even though you wouldn't hear an explosion in space. All right, because there's no atmosphere usually to push the air pressure waves through. All right, let's get this audio in here. Oh, I clicked the wrong. Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and import those 2 audio clips. Nope. Where is it? Wait, did I download them? Where did they download to? Is this it?
Is anyone there?
Nope, that is not it. Where did they go? There they are. Spaceship explosion sound. Okay, there it is. Oh, there they are. So let's just drag these onto the screen. Great, we got 2. I'm gonna drag them into the composition. And yeah, you do this in Pro Tools. But for me, since my process is very much like back and forth between video and audio, I like to basically use After Effects as my audio editor.
Where are we?
I'm gonna lower the volume of the explosion, and then let's go ahead and add the sirens at the same time. There we go. Oh, I lowered it to, that's minus 30 decibels. Let's just do minus 6 decibels on the explosion. There we go. think that's too loud on that one as well, so let's just do minus 15 decibels.
I don't know if I hear anything right now.
Minus 15 is too low. Let's do minus 7 decibels instead. He said that's way faster than sourcing them. Oh, by 100% faster.
I don't know if I hear anything.
Then I'm just gonna raise my own volume up. Let's do plus 10 decibels on my own voice.
Where are we right now? Do you have any clue? I don't know if I hear anything right now in comms, but it would be very helpful to hear this right now. Do you hear me? Where are we?
I'm gonna have the background voice start off louder, and then it will fade to that minus 5 decibels. So let's start off at plus 5 decibels, and then it goes to minus 5.
Where are we right now? Do you have any clue? I don't know if I hear anything right now in comms, but it would be...
And then I'm gonna start raising the character's voice in the back, 5 decibels here.
Do you hear me?
This is not a drill. We have a team on standby for immediate assistance. If you can hear us, please respond.
Maybe I'll have the alarm come in later.
Where are we right now? Do you have any clue? I don't know if I hear anything right now in comms, but it would be very helpful to hear this right now. Do you hear me?
This is not a drill. We have a team on standby for immediate...
Maybe I'll do it after the explosion. Here we go.
Where are we right now? Do you have any clue? I don't know if I hear anything right now in comms, but it would be very helpful to hear this right now. Do you hear me? Comms, do you hear me?
We have a team on standby for immediate assistance. If you can hear us, please respond with any...
Where are we right now? Do you have any clue? I don't know if I hear anything right now in comms, but it would be very helpful to hear this right now. Do you hear me? Comms, do you hear me?
This is not a drill. We have a team on standby for immediate assistance. If you can hear us, please respond with any... Captain Rhodes, this is Earth Command.
Where are we?
This is great. I can't believe this works at all. And then I can't believe it works well. It's so cool to me. All right. Now what I'm going to do is have the... So there's a visual difference in the start and end keyframes. I'm going to make all the text and stuff appear just like later. And I'll have them start from the right order. So the first ones that should appear are the driving video. And then I want the mid-journey thing to happen. Then I want the hugging face logo. Spaceship. Cool. And then let's bring in the next guy. So that's the mid-journey logo here. Comes in, and then we have our source portrait. Where is source portrait? Oh, there it is. And then we'll have it end with the last little chunklet coming in here with the hugging face. And we'll wait a little bit longer for 11 laps. There we go.
Where are we right now? I don't know if I...
Oh my goodness. Hello, Amit. Welcome.
I don't know if I hear anything right now in comms, but
Maybe we should add a camera shake when there's that explosion sound.
where are we right now?
Like there, you know, that makes sense. Right when the little explosion sound hits.
Where are we right now? Do you have any clue?
So let's just do a tiny position, change here. Oh, I can't do that because it's on its own layer. Never mind. No extra animation. We'll just keep it as the raw output.
Are we right now? Do you have any clue? I don't know if I hear anything right now in comms, but it would be very helpful to hear this right now. Do you hear me? Comms, do you hear me?
It's not a drill. We have a team on standby for immediate assistance. If you can hear us, please respond with any...
I think I'll start with the footage zoomed in here. Wait, what is the footage? Oh, wait. Like, what's his face? Oh, what? He's a separate layer? Why do I have that as a separate layer if we're not using it? Am I using it? There's no visual difference. It's just eating up memory for no reason. Oh, I use it for the audio on that layer. Okay. And this is just that video. Ah, it.
Where are we right now? Do you have any clue? I don't know if I hear anything right now in comms, but it would be very helpful to hear this right now. Do you hear me? Comms, do you hear me?
I'm also going to have the mid-journey image come in just slightly later. just so that it doesn't take away too much real estate. So I think that's it right there, and then I'll just have it come in a little bit later.
Where are we right now? Do you have any clue? I don't know if I hear anything right now in comms, but it would be very helpful to hear this right now. Do you hear me? Comms, do you hear me?
Team on standby for immediate assistance. If you can hear us, please respond with any.
Where are we right now? Do you have any clue? I don't know if I hear anything right now.
That's great. All right, we're done. Finished. We're gonna export this video right here, right now. Finish the video, and then I'll upload it, and I'll go to sleep. All right, friends, that. Let me see how it came out. Where did it save to? Folder. Cool. Oops. There it goes.
Where are we right now? Do you have any clue? I don't know if I hear anything right now in comms, but it would be very helpful to hear this right now. Do you hear me? Comms, do you hear me?
It's not a drill. We have a team on standby for immediate assistance. If you can hear us, please respond with any.
Perfect. Yay. I'm ready to upload that. Thank you all so much for tuning in to Creativity with Don on the Third Live. My whole goal here is to try to inspire developers, because I genuinely believe that developers are the best position to create the technological futures that I want to see. So my goal with the kind of content that I make here is to inspire those developers. So you'll see a lot of experimentations like this. You'll see me often improvising and problem solving on the fly. And by doing this regularly, I create a lot of best practices with very new tools, and it gets me early access to things. So I will continue to do this, because it means if I get early access to stuff. But what's cool with this one is you don't even need early access. This is available right now. Again, this tool that we used to do that animation part was called LivePortrait. Really impressive, and kind of best facial motion capture I've seen. Such a simple setup. So even the fact that it does get some head movements interpolated, it's actually pretty useful. I don't really know how it works under the hood exactly, but I'm going to be using a tool like this in my workflow is going to be key. Just trying to inspire future developers. So that's all. Have a creative and productive day or night, depending on where you are in the world, and I'll see you all in the next one. Okay, here. Gotta find out how to end the live stream somewhere. One moment. I don't know, there's too many things on my screen.